Thank you.
6:30. Well, we'll call this meeting to order. Timing's everything, Anna. First of all, there's one change under new business B. There's complete secret for storm sewer project that was in error. We will be doing the seekers for the rec projects. So first order of business is to approve minutes of April 15th and April 30th. Need a motion?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
anything? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, before we go on to anything, I'm gonna reorder it also. We're gonna approve a new part-time PD dispatcher, Kelly Kugler. I wanted you all to meet her. We're missing one, trustee, but she met you when you were interviewed. It's the committee's recommendation, the chief's recommendation that we appoint Kelly. So. Motion.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, and we are going to swear her in. You gonna do it?
Do you want to?
No, you can do it. She's trying to get out of it. Kelly, come on up. You can stand to her side and. Oh, she gotta be able to read it, so there you go.
Well, I would
It's
say
easier.
repeat after me, that's.
Oh,
what I
do what
was
you want. This is your show.
I state your name. I, Kelly Kugler, do solemnly swear. I will support the Constitution of the United States.
I will support the Constitution of the United States
And the Constitution of the State of New York.
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
And that I will faithfully discharge the duties of part-time police dispatcher
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of part-time dispatcher
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Perfect. Okay. Gotta get used to this, Megan.
In the book.
I like this.
So much swearing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, we appreciate you coming and,
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Glad to have you.
wanted to make sure we got through this so you didn't have to sit for everything else. You can,
No, you
Have us
can.
here from six till six
But-
thirty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We appreciate
that.
and you're gonna work with chief on when you start and everything else. and
Okay, good.
what the schedule is and all of that, so.
Thank you very much. I'll see you. Thank you.
Have a good night.
Congratulations, thank you.
Does she want a picture? Beth's not here, but normally take a picture.
Yeah, that's what happened.
I know.
You
better get out there, Pete.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
don't take a
Take a picture near the flag.
Nicest.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can just be shaking his hand.
Here you go. All right. There we go. I got a few.
Thank you.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay,
there we
Thank you so
go.
much.
We'll
Okay.
compare notes and send you the best one.
thank you. Ugh. Okay.
Oh, I feel that.
First order of business is public comment. Is there public comment? Yes, please state your name.
Last time I checked, it was William Edward Irvin, Irish Settlement Road, Canton.
Thank you.
I'm here to inquire as well as to offer a comment. The Complete Streets Task Force has been working very hard to define something we're calling the Canton Trail. And it has components that go in different directions throughout the village and the town. And one of the key ingredients in that is a new trail that's being marked from Taylor Park to the Remington Trail with signs along the way. In other words, a wayfinding set of signs that identify where those two endpoints are and how to get from one to the other and back. And those signs are about to be erected some point in the near future here. And we see that as an ongoing process of defining other parts of a trail in the geographic area. My second point here is that with regard to that, I'm concerned about the declining, deteriorating support for Taylor Park. I know that there's problems with the water supply and the beach and all of that, and that's going to take inevitable government intervention at higher areas than we have control over. Though I suspect that was all built at a time when somebody backed up with sand trucks and made it, and that was it. We don't operate that way anymore. We have to have other resolution. But I'm concerned about the fact that we're discouraging participation by what appears to be the declining support for the facilities at Taylor Park. And I mean specifically the facilities. So that there's some article in the paper that says you're not going to have that component open this summer. Personally, and with regard to the Complete Streets, I think that is a grave mistake. It shows a declining support for the fact that people picnic there, sit there, enjoy the outdoors. And guess what? It's the starting point of this trail I'm talking about. And people cycle in this community, and guess what? They have needs every now and then. And if you take away those resources out there, I think that's another mistake to discourage people from using the component. So I would strongly encourage you to reconsider that and put the shekels toward the support of the resources there. Hire the maintenance, whatever is necessary to keep that open and active so that we continue to build support for Taylor Park. Otherwise, you might as well lock the gate, forget about it. Please reconsider.
Thank you. Any other comment? Going twice. Okay, we shall move on. Department head reports. Let's see who is up first. Oh, village superintendent.
I didn't really have anything super exciting. We're gonna talk about something I have coming up on the agenda.
Mhm.
That's really my biggest thing going on, other than got guys at DPW super busy cleaning the village. They just completed spring cleanup, and hopefully we can kind of keep that to a minimum for the rest of the summer. Doing a lot of sidewalk work, which I'm glad to see on Maple Street, in preparations for paving this summer. So they've been busy on some plants today, and then they're going to clean Main Street overnight, sometime early morning. They normally use leaf blowers and brooms and whatnot to get a lot of the sand and stuff out of the sidewalks that owners don't get. Other than that, been super swamped at the golf course.
I see flowers are up or in the process of being
Yeah.
up. I think your people were called out. Barb was there, for getting the veterans flags up. We appreciate that. Kind of appropriate that it ended up this year is the 250th anniversary of,
We did that on purpose.
so, yeah.
Well done.
So,
Oh.
anything else for Tim?
Also, thanks for bulking up the wood chips for our. garden
Yes,
project.
Glad it worked out.
By the time you texted me that, we had already, the pile looked like it looked now. I thought, he brought more? They had brought them first thing, so it was
Yeah.
great. Worked out really well.
And I just sent Rick an email because when I saw you, it reminded me of our conversation earlier about blocking or cribbing or something for the water tote. It'll be upcoming. So I sent him an email before it
And
completely
again,
went
we don't have the hoses, so
out.
yet, so there's
Right.
not a huge rush on that. Jim just was Johnny on the spot, I guess, with the tote, so appreciate it. Thank you.
Have they tried to get any compost up? Okay. I've heard about it a couple of times. I think I said something to you, but it's on your list, I know. I didn't know
Yeah.
if they had gotten
It's,
anything.
I think it's down there pretty far.
Well, lots going
I
on.
hope we have stuff to do.
I understand.
We haven't even filled potholes yet because the asphalt plants haven't been open. So
Really? Okay.
that would, they.
You have the list of
this
what,
week.
what are you paving this year? Have you,
I
made the
put it
final?
in- Not, I wouldn't call it final yet.
okay,
We're gonna wait and see what asphalt prices are gonna be.
okay,
I'm
Yeah, could
sure
be an
that's
eye-popping number.
correct. I think it's really gonna affect what we can do.
okay,
We're trying to work that area, Mechanic, Maple, the rest of Lincoln. That was large definites. We're
Okay.
trying to do that, rest of that area right there.
okay,
And if we can add in something else, great,
okay,
but that's what they're focusing on right now.
thank you. The next thing that came up was the assessor's report. She's up there sitting on the, her last, hurrah for,
Public health session.
yeah, public health session. That ends at 8 o'clock, so. Let's see. Police Department, Chief.
Not much to add. There is something on the agenda later on for searching for a new police officer position. We can discuss that then, I suppose. I have nothing else to add unless there's questions.
I am good.
Recreation report you've received.
I've
You're
been,
busy there. There's more on the agenda for later. It'll take a little bit of time. Hopefully not too long. Treasurer's report. She's on vacation.
apparently buying a house.
I thought she went to Virginia.
She did.
Did she?
Mhm.
No, after she,
Mhm.
okay. Do you have anything to follow up on with her report or, okay? Clerk's report. What you got?
Nothing exciting, but I just shared the.
That was
picture of the-
exciting.
That was exciting. The boxes in the van.
Yes.
We do love
Yeah.
NICOM, huh?
Yeah, and then we got rid of a lot more through.
Oh, there's a
Shred.
ton that went out of here again.
Again, since,
Yeah.
excellent.
And she's gonna come back.
She is.
Yes, because we forgot there's some more stuff at the old wastewater plant.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah,
Mm-hmm. So,
which we gotta deal with because we have to, okay.
yeah, so, yeah.
All right, well, visuals like that are always
It's fun,
welcome.
right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very fun.
Uh-huh.
Okay. We're all set with, our clerk. Tim?
I got nothing to add to my report. Anybody have any questions?
No. Anybody?
Looks like things are cranking up. This the season.
Okay, I know Lee has got something else going on tonight, but her report is there. Anything either one, any of us can answer? I know you're involved in,
Mhm. I don't think so. I think, it's all pretty,
okay,
Yeah.
it's all pretty much there.
You know, we're
I
just-
think, grants are coming up. I mean, we can talk about this during ED, but
Okay.
the CFAs are gonna be released anytime.
They need a budget.
I mean, I was gonna say anytime when there's a budget,
yeah, well, they'll get there.
eventually.
And guess what? Casey,
I don't have anything to add. We'll be happy to answer any questions.
we have-
Oh,
It was so great. There were so many good little fun facts.
go ahead.
yeah, lots of fun facts, particularly it took 20 years to get the first zoning code. So apparently government has always been slow. That's not a new phenomenon.
Multiple committees formed and disbanded and picked up and public complaints and
Uh-huh,
all that fun stuff.
Some things never. change.
okay, all right.
Was that
It's
related?
good to take the long perspective sometimes.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Was that related to the inquiry about the history of zoning?
Yeah.
By that,
And the map,
the student?
PhD student.
Just curious how they connected to a Canton.
I'm thinking he just emailed all the municipalities.
He's looking for Anybody
Yeah.
who's responded.
And you
There we go.
responded.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
You're putting us on the map in somebody's dissertation. So
That's, yeah,
Good.
nobody will ever.
So where'd you find your resources?
I mostly just use historic newspapers.
Okay.
They cover board meetings just like they do now, so there's lots of
A lot of good
reports
stuff.
on, the committees being appointed and, registering complaints from townsfolk, because they don't want a gas station right next to their house.
Yeah.
So,
Good.
It's great.
A lot of fun
I
back
mean-
in there. Thank you.
Okay, I don't think I missed anybody, so I need a motion to accept department head reports.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Right.
Anyone opposed? Committee reports. We have several out there, so who wants to go first?
Oh, I'll say for sustainability, our garden is our big report. Finally, the donation of 900 plants from it was a grant from the Nature Conservancy that Jefferson County Cornell Cooperative Extension got, and in conjunction with SLELO PRISM, which is St. Lawrence, Eastern Ontario, something invasive species, something. Anyway, but they're promoting native pollinators, but native species, because that, the problem is we keep introducing exotic things that are invasive, and so these native plants belong here. Anyway, the guy we've been working with was great, and really easygoing and very organized, and then we got them all in, and
Good.
he's helping us with a really improved watering plan with drip hydration. So he's gonna come back. He's got a sign for us also to
Good,
explain what's out there. So feels good to get that done. And I think that's pretty much all I'm working on right now. Just reviewing what happened at the repair fair, and I think the people who are fixers at the repair fair would like it to be warmer, so we might either change the time of the year.
You mean they just took the ice out and they're doing?
Well, it's golden.
It was cold.
When they're standing there
Yeah.
on cement,
Yeah.
but they have the used equipment sale in June, which is a concept very similar, reuse, and maybe they can have it. The repair fair only uses about half the space, so next year maybe they'll have it together, and that's another a built-in audience too.
Yeah.
And it conceptually is the same thing. So that was a very good idea somebody had, so we're gonna pursue that probably.
Okay. Next.
Well, the Waterfront Advisory Committee, following up on what Lee has already said about the LWRP revisions, is of course going to work with Barton and LaJudas on June 6th at the Dairy Princess Parade. There'll be members of that committee, hanging out with them, answering questions at the information table that will be on June 6th. And if there are other members of the board that wish to pop by and see what's going on, we would welcome that. I believe the hours are I believe it's 10 to 4, that Department and Judas would be there with information about this will be their first attempt at public outreach about the LWRP revisions.
And are those things already live on the website, or?
They are not. We just went through a round of suggestions and revisions for what could be included on the website.
Okay,
And how the interactive map will actually, or what kind of information we'll actually be able to put on the interactive map. So there were some good suggestions from the WAC, the Waterfront Advisory Committee.
wow.
Is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
You do to your wrist.
but that is not yet live,
That doesn't
but will be
look
by the
It was
6th.
not.
Oh, okay. Okay, who's next?
Well, so, communications and technology did not meet. We're gonna meet in a week or so. Economic development, in addition to, you know, all the stuff that Lee's reporting on. So the Barb and I and our town, committee counterparts were part of the Economic Development Steering Committee. That is, the steering committee is serving as the advisory committee for the Village Green project. So, we kicked off our, I guess that project with, or the advisory portion of the work, at the, steering committee meeting last month, and will continue, tomorrow, actually. So, lots of conversation about the planning process for public comment.
Good.
There will be many opportunities. So. Other than that, I think just to say, we've been talking about grant funding opportunities. Obviously, those don't get released until after the budget is passed and, you know, sort of any day now.
They don't change the deadline though, do they?
Or, you know, I don't know that we've seen them change the deadline before, but this is a pretty late budget too, so who knows? But all of that to say, you only can sort of guess at what's coming based on what tends to
Mhm.
be announced each year and what is in the budget. But we've been talking, in addition to some of the things that are sort of ongoing, we've been talking about looking for money for branding and marketing. That was one of the projects that did not get funded in the New York Forward.
If all the money in New York Forward doesn't get used, it may be reallocated.
Absolutely,
Because we will have access to
yeah.
all 4.5 million. So we
Mhm.
might be able to
We
get,
might be able to.
But in the meantime, I don't.
Right.
yeah, it's gonna take some
Yeah.
time.
Timeline.
Exactly. And then the other thing, you know, I think we keep talking about a housing study. We didn't get that one grant, so I think we're still, you know, that's pretty high up there on the list of desired funding for a project, because it would allow us to, you know, we have some ideas about the needs from some of the other studies that we've done, but we don't have a comprehensive housing study, and most importantly, we don't have a strategic plan
Yeah.
for, all right, this is, you know, step one, step two. I mean, we in some ways have step one underway, but
Right.
more is needed. So, that's economic development. Infrastructure, we have stuff to talk about later, so I don't know that we have anything to report. Both Meg and Tim mentioned in their respective reports that we're keeping on figuring out with the water rates and structure, trying to figure out how to pay for these projects for which we have estimates, but not the capital to undertake them without figuring out how to raise that through water and sewer rates. So,
Did anyone mention the DEC grant? No.
That was just awarded.
that was just, yes.
Last week.
Yeah, that's one that we've known that we were told we've had, but we got the first notification last week that it had
Right.
been officially awarded. So that allows us to study the village for stormwater management, which is good because,
Why
as we
not?
all know, we're focusing on addressing the problems in one particular area for which we have pre-engineering, but now we, you know, need to
It
get
isn't
a
the only
handle on the larger issues, including the places that do not have storm water
Right.
of any, you know, management at all. So,
Okay,
I think that's it for me.
One other thing I would say, NICOM was very interesting. At,
Mhm.
you know, of course, everybody a little frustrated that there's no budget, but they talked about,
We're all in the same boat.
we're all in the same boat.
Lots of commiseration.
Well, that's what it is, you know, yeah, it is a lot of commiseration, but you know, always good things, good ideas and,
Yeah,
interesting. Well, yeah, I, as always, thought it was good, you know, worthwhile. And you got those nifty socks.
Nifty socks.
Oh, yeah, I'll show you later.
Okay.
Did you wear yours?
No.
I didn't wear mine.
I did, anyway. They, you know, you go to a conference, you get a notebook, you get a schedule, and you get some swag.
Mhm.
And this year it was socks that say NICOM, you know, 250 years. They're red, white, and blue. They
Hey, they're
are.
on theme.
Barb was really
Yeah.
enthralled.
No, I was
So-
really like,
Yeah, you were
not
like,
happy.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
who wants to wear socks that say NICOM on them? Come on.
Okay,
All right.
Enough of that.
we all set?
No, Complete Streets Task Force. Sorry, heard
It's okay.
some about that in public comment, but I will follow up by saying that we have been considering and narrowing in on some locations for physical map kiosks around the village. I think the original number is 5 spots where the map kiosks, like the one in front of 64 Main Street. Those are already existing. We may narrow that down in terms of number and be more precise and useful with locations. We explored ways of accessing or discussed ways of accessing Canton Trail, soon to be Canton Trail information via digital app. And figuring out, we looked at some options that might include no subscriptions and no QR or website maintenance. So we're looking for a very efficient way for people to already use some of the apps that exist that might help point them in the direction of things that we'll physically point out with wayfinding signs for the Canton Trail. And information that would also be seen on a physical map kiosk. Prentice Lane, surveys have been gone out to owners. It is Randy Brown that is working on that. Mostly even though it's within the village, Prentice Lane is within the village. It's Randy that's working on that because of his connections with the economic development committee, and more so than my own connection. And finally, we marked and organized and marked the signs for the Canton Trail and have started to make arrangements with Tim and DPW to get those on the posts. Those turn by turn wayfinding signs for the Canton Trail. And those will go on the posts sometime soon, hopefully before we get too far into walking around and bike season. And that was our work.
Okay. We're good?
Mhm.
I think we're good. Let's see, communications and information, chamber. How you doing, Tom?
Pretty good. We're deep into Dairy Festival planning.
Mere weeks away.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I've been afraid, I'm not counting, but I know it's soon. But it's in good shape. Now we have a few loose ends to tie up.
Good.
We had a business mixer at the Best Western a couple weeks ago.
Mhm.
Had over 100 people at that.
Oh, good.
Clark and Yen Main.
Yeah.
We're on our panel, talked about it, things they did to, get the New York Forward grant and make the other connections they did. It was really interesting. And other than there's it's just Dairy Festival after that.
All right,
But things are moving along.
good. Thank you. Okay, we'll move on to old business. There's a report on the sewer project in the drive. It's progressing. We signed off on permission to proceed, or whatever they call it, on all 3 contracts. They met, you met,
Yeah, with a pre-construction meeting. last
reconstruction
week.
meeting.
So it was pretty short and quick, just going through like some really basic stuff, a lot of bookkeeping type things and how things will be paid and timing wise. They don't really have a schedule yet. It's based off of when they can get materials. So
Okay.
once they find out some of that, they're gonna work backwards from there. But I Andrew wrote it in the report too, that it's probably midsummer. They're gonna start at the pump house down in that location on Riverside Drive to put up that new building. And hopefully by fall, if they receive some of the pipe, they're going to do the outfall line from the river back that direction, back to the sewer plant. Timing wise, so that also when they go across the golf course, it can be pretty much the end of season as well. And the 42-inch pipes in between the lagoons, they'll probably be working on them at the same time. So it's all kind of, that's basically it for now.
Once they got the notice to proceed, then they were, then they started ordering and lining up.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, they actually ordered stuff beforehand.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. So you have both reports. He gives you a piece on the budget too, so you have that. Next item was the Midtown Plaza project. Lee talked about that in her report. We met with the developers this past month. Talked about some of the issues on Park Street versus what backs up to that property. I think we're probably in a good place on addressing those issues. Been our stance that it's the developer that needs to address it. I know our attorney has weighed in, I think, a little bit on that. But they're fully aware of what's going on. A couple things cooking in the background that might be interesting. So, I don't have much more to say other than that. Oh,
The NEPA's done.
the NEPA, there was Lee was going back and forth a little bit on that. There was something that she questioned in it.
Okay,
She saw the report.
okay,
We're hoping we're gonna have that place down this fall.
right.
That's the plan.
Mhm.
And the developer's on top of that. So, we're just working out, we wanna get the funding. He has an estimate on what it might cost to take that down. So, we're after, getting the money from the grant to
Mhm.
backstop that. Property transfers probably not until after the first of the year. Based on how things are progressing.
Yeah,
They don't think they want the property out behind Gamer Craze. So that will become an issue for what we're gonna do with that. I know there's interest out
Yeah, I
there,
was gonna say,
Yeah.
and tell you what,
but
One thing that
we'll deal with
we're
that,
gonna do.
when the time comes. Because there's a process for that we
Yep.
yeah,
have to follow, when it comes to that. So, we really don't have much choice.
Right.
The next, any other questions about that? I kept on here the possible resolution for drinking water upgrades. I don't. Did you do anything else on that or?
So there are some revisions that we would like to make.
Okay, so
and
it's
so
in
we'll-
process.
Yeah, it's a process.
Okay.
So we'll hang on to it.
So we'll just table that then.
Yep, thanks.
I'm just keeping it there for
placeholder.
placeholder.
Good.
Okay, new business. First item is to authorize payment of vouchers and transfer of funds.
so moved.
Second,
Before we vote, I just, again, Meg puts a lot of effort into doing the proper, transfers for us to, balance things. She's working very hard on getting these things straight.
Mhm.
She's doing a good job.
yeah.
Yeah,
So with that being said,
agreed.
all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, another fun. But it shouldn't be bad. It may be easier said than done.
I went to a NICOM thing on Seeker that Wade Beltrano did, He had some very interesting quotes that it takes on his personal thing.
Well, I asked Barb after she got out of there, I said, so are we doing it right or wrong? And she says, oh.
Well, I was sitting next to a lady, cause I'm sitting next to a lady who said, oh, no, we just say every time, just check all the no box, we don't need this. Just, we don't need this. And I said, well, I don't really think that's what you're supposed to do. She goes, I know, but that's the way they always do it. She was quite alarmed, but that alarm was not shared by her other fellow board members, so she was hopefully she hoped to get some concrete information. So, anyway.
So I completed part one, and I did two. One for the splash pad, one for the park and the basketball court. There was some opinion that maybe one of them was, part of this could have been a type 2, part of it was an unlisted. So just to make sure we're okay all the way around, I did part one, the short form, and we will do part 2 and 3, as a follow-up to that. It's a short form, pretty straightforward. That way we can't run into any trouble. So you have the part 1 in front of you. The first one we'll do is the splash pad. And as we always do, we go down and do the questions. Give me your answers, or we agree to the answers, and if there's anything needs to be written up, I write it up after we decide if this is what action we're gonna take. By the way, welcome back.
Thank you.
You were missed.
Thanks.
We saved up some good stuff.
Yes, we
I
did.
haven't heard anything yet.
Oh, it's coming. Okay, for the splash pad. Will the proposed action create a material conflict with an adopted land use plan or zoning regulations?
No.
No.
Okay. Will the proposed action result in a change in the use or intensity of use of land?
Well, it is a change of use.
It is a change.
But that
of use.
basketball court was pretty busy too, so.
Right. So, but it's
a
gonna be a
change of
splash
use.
pad versus a basketball court. I mean,
I
that's,
mean, I feel like,
it's not a
How would you like me to
categorical.
answer it?
Well, I mean, it's not, we're talking about it. Not a categorical difference. They're both recreational activities.
but it says a change.
So is it no or small impact or moderate to large impact?
Well, where's the rubric that tells you whether something's small or moderate? I think it's kind of a moderate one, to be honest, because right now, if you think about, like, are we gonna be adding water to a place that we don't currently add? Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
It's all gonna be drained. I'll check moderate and write something up.
Okay.
Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of the existing community?
No.
No.
Will the proposed action have an impact on the environmental characteristics that cause the establishment of a critical environmental area?
No.
Will the proposed action result in an adverse change to the existing level of traffic or existing infrastructure for mass transit, biking, or walkway?
No.
Change, no.
Will the proposed action cause an increase in the use of energy and it fails to incorporate reasonably available energy conservation or renewable energy opportunities?
No.
No.
I mean,
Will the proposed action impact existing public-private water supplies?
I mean, it's gonna use water, but I mean, it's not like a data center.
Nope. And the same question is about public wastewater treatment utilities.
No.
Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of important historic, archaeological, architectural, or aesthetic resources?
It's an aesthetic resource with the basketball.
Well, next to the old water treatment plant.
I was gonna say, I mean,
And of course, it was formerly a dump back there,
Yes.
so, no.
Will the proposed action result in an adverse change to natural resources? For example, wetlands, water bodies, groundwater, air quality, fauna, or flora?
no.
Will the proposed action result in an increase in the potential for erosion, flooding, or drainage problems? Will the
No.
proposed action create a hazard to environmental resources or human health?
No.
Kind of hoping it improves you.
I was gonna say, I think it's gonna improve some things.
Okay, so we have to choose, if we've determined, based on the information analysis and any supporting documentation, the proposed action will not result in any significant adverse environmental impacts. Or, based on the information analysis and any supporting documentation, the proposed action may result in one or more potential large or significant adverse impacts. And, on, oh, wait a minute, and an environmental impact statement is required. So, basically, we've checked the moderate impact, and I'll write up what that moderate impact is.
I think it's the second one.
I agree.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so I need a motion,
So moved.
Second,
and what we're saying is that we've determined, that this action will not result in any significant adverse environmental impacts. All in favor?
I,
Anyone opposed? Okay, and I'll write that up. Okay, the next one is the basketball court and upgrades to the Buck Street playground. And so we'll go through them again. Will the proposed action create a material conflict with an adopted land use plan or zoning regulations?
Mm-mm.
Will the proposed action result in a change in the use or intensity of use of land?
Small, so no.
Okay. Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of the existing community?
No.
Will the proposed action have an impact on the environmental characteristics that cause the establishment of a critical environmental area?
no,
Mm-mm.
Will the proposed action result in an adverse change in the existing level of traffic or affect existing infrastructure for mass transit, biking, or walkway?
No.
Will the proposed action cause an increase in the use of energy and it fails to incorporate reasonably available energy conservation or renewable energy opportunities?
no,
Will the proposed action impact existing public or private water supplies?
no,
I don't even think there's drinking.
I was gonna say, there's just. Mm-mm.
And the same question for private or public wastewater treatment.
No.
Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of important historic, archaeological, architectural, or aesthetic resources?
Village barn.
the DPW building or the architectural,
I don't know if Tim's gonna be.
I don't know.
Will the proposed action result in an adverse change to natural resources? For example, wetlands, water bodies, groundwater, air quality, flora or fauna?
No.
Will the proposed action result in an increase in the potential for erosion, flooding, or drainage problems?
Mm-mm.
Will the proposed action create a hazard to environmental resources or human health?
No,
No.
Okay. I'll write something in the determination of significance, which won't be much. So,
box 2,
box 2, I need a motion,
so
and it will say that it's, go ahead.
second,
This will not result in any significant adverse environmental impacts. All in favor?
I,
Anyone opposed? Well, short form's a lot easier too. Okay. The next item, is to approve proceeding with pre-engineering report for water projects. I did put that in the drive.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw it or not, but, I don't know, Tim, do you wanna have anything to comment on that, or it's just proceeding with,
Water system.
Yeah, it's for preliminary engineering for our transmission main, water towers, and the closed loop out Riverside Drive. connects across to Sullivan Drive. And there's some other items kind of added in there that I discussed with them. And what I'm trying to look for is BNL has pretty good insight on finding grant monies and just other sources of funding, maybe low interest rates or 0% like they helped us with the sewer project. So that's why I want to move this forward and get their input on this and expertise. And they had some other ideas too that I'd like to, that they're gonna look at the asbestos pipe too. Because that could be something that helps bring us up point wise for grants.
Okay.
So just things like that we're gonna try to.
Lead and asbestos.
Lead, asbestos,
That's all lead joints.
We're gonna really point out the lead joints and the transmission main a little more so than they have in the past. We might check flows on fire hydrants.
Mhm.
And if some of them have low flows, that can help. You know, that's showing that maybe there's a restriction. We don't have a big enough line maybe going to that.
Okay.
So
Gathering the evidence.
Have to do this, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, should come as no surprise to anyone that the infrastructure committee supports that.
So
So
that's your recommendation.
it is absolutely, yes.
So if you read in there, they're gonna do seeker
Yep.
for us,
Mhm.
get that all set up and everything as well. And then get the report done to put onto the IUP next year.
Mhm. And then beyond that, the grant applications, identifying and going after grant
Yep.
applications. And doing this now sets us up in terms of the, thinking about financial expenditures on this project as we have been, putting in the timeline, both with Waterworth and with Lee and Meg, generally thinking in terms of
Right.
cash flow.
Because we've been using a
So,
number,
This,
maybe that'll change now.
yeah, exactly. So this sort of lines us up.
Date it.
Mhm.
Okay. Need a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Thanks.
Okay, we had an police officer leave. And, we just want permission to, start to look for a replacement. It was just a test given. There's a list now, but we're not in a position right now to say, yeah, let's go with that one. There may be the possibility of a transfer out there. That's a possibility. So we're looking for permission. I think that about sums it up, doesn't it, Ryan?
Yeah, I think so. That was good.
Just-
Just looking for the ability to put our feelers out there and try to see what we can find.
Okay. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
We already took care of Kelly Kugler. The last item here was to, set a meeting to pay end of budget year bills. I think most everything will be taken care of after tonight's meeting. But generally, we try to do something,
Mhm.
at the end. I don't know. What works for you folks is, the end of the month, 28th, 29th, somewhere in there.
Yeah, May 31st is a, Sunday.
Yeah, so.
I'd be good with the 29th,
Yeah, could do that.
so long as it's during the day and not the evening.
Well, you tell me what time you folks would like. I don't expect that there's gonna be a lot, but I do know that there's a few coming. I know one that I saw today. And I think the fire chief told me that there's a couple that they finally got the bills for, so. So what time would you like to do this?
My vote would be in the morning,
That would be ideal.
not,
8 AM.
yeah, let's get her done.
8 AM it is.
29th.
Okay. Um. Okay. I need a motion to go into executive session. I have some personnel business to take care of.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
We will,
Yeah.